Welcome to my YouTube channel, Easy Max with Meghana. In this session, I will start LBA solution for class 9th, chapter 1, number system. There are totally 55 questions are covered in this LBA of number system. Let us discuss multiple choice question, 1 mark question, 2 mark question, 3 marks question, 4 marks question and 5 marks questions day 1 to day 6. So in the day 1, I will discuss on MCQ questions. First main, multiple choice question. 4 alternatives are given for each of the following questions. Incomplete statements, choose the correct alternatives and write the complete answer along with its letter of alphabet. Each question carries 1 mark. First question, a number 1.10100100 so on up is an example for. It is example for irrational number because the number 1.10100100 is cannot be represented in the form of p by q where q is not equal to 0. Therefore, for the answer first question is irrational number. Second question, every rational number is a natural number, real number, whole number, irrational number. The correct answer is real number. Student, as you know the definition of the real number is nothing but it is the collection of both rational and irrational number. Therefore, the rational number is also included in the real number only. Therefore, every rational number is a real number. Question number 3. Among the following, the rational number is. Student, this is very important problem which will be regularly asked in your examination. Among the following, the rational number is root 25 pi 1.232342345 so on up. Option D, root 3. Here, root 25 can be written in the form of p by q. That is, root of 25 is nothing but 5. I can write it in the form of rational number. That is 5 by 1. That is equal to p by q. Pi is not a rational number because 22 divided by 7, if you divide, you will get the number 3.14. Like that it will be continued. See also, the numbers are not arranged in the regular order, so it is an irrational number. Root 3 is again a irrational number only. So correct answer for the third question is rational number is root 25. Question number 4. Among the following, an irrational number is. Again, you know irrational number is the number which cannot be represented in the form of p by q. Option A, root 49 can be written in the form of 7. So 7 square is 49. So 7 by 1 can be written in the form of p by q. 4 by 3, it is already there in the form of p by q. 5.478 can be written as 5478 divided by 1000. Again, it is there in the form of p by q. But in the case of option D, root 13 cannot be represented in the form of p by q. That is nothing but irrational number. Question number 5. The decimal expansion of root 2 is. If you solve root 2, you will get the irregular form of the number. Therefore, it is the example for non-terminating, non-recurring number. Non-terminating, non-recurring number means after the decimal point, the numbers are repeating in the irregular order. That's why it is called as non-terminating, non-recurring numbers, which is the type of decimal expansion. Sixth question, between two rational numbers, there is a no rational number, there is exactly one rational number, there are infinitely many rational numbers, there is only one rational number and no irrational number. So between the two rational numbers, you are getting infinitely rational numbers. So option C is the correct answer. Root 6 into root 27 is the value of root 6 into root 27. If you multiply root 6 into root 27, you will get the answer in the form of 9 root 2. So the correct answer is option B. In question number 7, if you multiply root 6 into root 27, you will get root 162. For 162, you have to do the prime factorization method. So 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2, 3 2s are 8, 3 7s are 21, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. So you'll get the factors of 162 as 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So you have to do the grouping here. 2, I will write it as it is. It doesn't have any companion. So I'll write it as square root of 2. 3 into 3 can be written as 1 times 3. Again, 3 into 3 can be written as 3. So 3 into 3 is 9 into root 2. So the final answer is 9 root 2. Therefore, the answer for the 7th question is option B, 9 root 2. Question number 8. 2 into root 3 plus root 3 is equal to. Here we have the like terms, that is 2 root 3 plus nothing is not there behind root 3 means we have to take it as 1. So 2 root 3 plus 1 root 3 is 3 root 3. So correct answer is option C. Question number 9. The rationalizing the factor, or it is also called as RF in the short form, of root 5 plus root 3 is. Student, always remember, if the number is given in positive, take negative as rationalizing factor. If the number is given negative, take it as positive. So here rationalizing the factor of root 5 plus root 3 is option E, root 5 minus root 3. Question number 10, it is similar to question number 9 only. Here 2 minus 5 root 7 is given. So I can write the answer of question number 10, that is the rationalizing factor of 2 minus 5 root 7 is option B, 2 plus 5 root 7. Always remember, if the question is given plus, take negative as the answer. If question is given negative, take positive as the answer. Question number 11, rationalize the denominator. So here the question is given as 1 divided by root 3 plus root 2. I said you already, take the rationalizing factor in the denominator, take it as, if it is plus, take it as negative. So 1 divided by root 3 plus root 2 into root 3 divided by root 3 minus root 2. If you solve, you will get, you have to use the formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. If you solve, you will get root 3 minus root 2 in the numerator divided by root 3 whole square is 3, root 2 whole square is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So you will get root 3 minus root 2 as the answer. So the correct answer for the question number 11 is option C. Question number 12. Value of root 32 plus root 48 divided by root 8 plus root 12. Here I can write root 32 as 4 root 2 plus root 48 as 4 root 3 divided by root 8 can be written as 2 root 2 plus root 12 can be written as 2 root 3. In the numerator, I will write 4 as common, that is 4 into root 2 plus root 3 divided by, in the denominator 2 is common, so I will write 2 into root 2 plus root 3. Here I can cancel root 2 plus root 3 divided by root 2 plus root 3. So I will get 4 divided by 2. 2 1s are 2 2s are 4. I can cancel. So the answer for the question number 12 is option B, 2. Question number 13. The value of 256 raised to 1 by 4 is. Here again you have to do the prime factorization method for 256. If you do prime factorization for 256, you can cancel it from 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 is carrying to the 6, so 2 8s are 16, 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 1 will be carried here, so 2 6 are 12, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. So we'll get the factor of 2 8 times 2 raised to 8 into 1 by 4. You can cancel 4 ones are 4 twos are. 2 square will be 4 here. So the correct answer is option number C, 4. Question number 14. A number 0.666 so on up can be expressed in the form of P by Q as. So generally you can write it in the form of 0.6 bar. You can take x is equal to 0.6 bar. Always remember, after the decimal point, if one number is repeating, multiply LHS and RHS side by the value of 10. So 10x is equal to 10 into 0.6, you will get 10x is equal to 6.66. So minus from first and second equation, that is 10x minus x is 9x, 6.66 minus 0.666, 6. So x is equal to 6 divided by 9. So 3 2s are 3 3s are. So we get x is equal to 2 by 3, which is there in the form of P by Q. Question number 15. The product of root 3 plus root 2 and root 3 minus root 2 is. Here apply the formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. The value of a is root 3, the value of b is root 2. Root 3 whole square is 3, root 2 whole square is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So question number 15, the answer is option C, 1. Question number 16. M raised to 3 into m raised to 3 can be expressed as. So m raised to 3 into m raised to 3 is nothing but the base can be written as m. 3 plus 3 is 6. So m to the power 6, that is option A is the correct answer for the question number 16. Next question. The value of 10 raised to 5 divided by 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 3 is. So here in the numerator 10 raised to 5 or 10 can be written as 5 into 2. 5 into 2 is 10. So I can write 5 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 5 divided by, I will write 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 3 as it is. Now you can see 5 square into 2 raised to 5 divided by 2 cube by taking the formula a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. Then 5 square into 2 square you will get by taking again the formula a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. 2 raised to 5 minus 3 is nothing but 2 square. So 5 square into 2 square can be written as 10 square. So 10 square is nothing but 100. So correct option for the question number 17 is option C, 100. Question number 18. AB raised to minus 2 can be expressed as. Here I have to use the formula a raised to minus m is equal to 1 divided by a raised to m. So by apply this formula I can write 1 by a square b square. That is option A is the correct answer. The value of 1000 raised to 0 is question number 19. Here I have to use the loss of exponent formula, that is a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Therefore here the value of a is 1000, a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Therefore option D is the correct answer, that is 1. Question number 20. This is the last question of this video. Day 1 multiple choice question, question number 20. The value of flower bracket, square bracket, round bracket 2 square of square bracket square, flower bracket square is. So here 2 square is 4, 4 square is 16, 16 square is 64, 64 square is nothing but 256. So 16 into 16 is 256. So option C is the correct answer. So here we concluded today's video, that is session 1, day 1 of the LBA series. Here I covered all the LBA multiple choice question which is given for your examination for 1 mark. In the next video, let us discuss with the 1 mark questions.